All right, this is the second retake to this. But what's going on, YouTube? It's Mel, PALACEFINESTBULLIES. This video shouting out Big Reed. No days off. And I'm going to touch on a topic that he touched on with the terrier style dogs, but within breeding. And I got Warlock here because he's a great example. And this is, since we're bringing up Big Reed and no days off, it's good to have Warlock out because Warlock is Chevy and Big Reed breeds the Chevy dogs. And I know he got some Guideline stuff over there too. You know what I mean? He got some Edge stuff over there as well. I believe the one bell he got is a Edge and Guideline mix, I believe. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. But other than that, when you're doing these breedings, and I'm gonna bring Warlock up, when you're doing these breedings, you're gonna get terrier dogs. Any XL standard bully kennel, they have a classic, they're so-called classic terrier dogs. Them classic terrier dogs bring everything in balance. XL breeder gotta have a standard classic dog within their program. Keep everything balanced. A pocket breeder gotta have a standard classic terrier dog to bring everything back into the forefront. Your best fucking breeder, if you look at their blood, especially your extreme breeder, y'all know, y'all king of extremes, y'all know who I'm talking about. When you look at his blood, he has those little so-called reindeer dogs in his pedigree because he knew he had to have a balance. It's all about a balance that you have to have. And the thing is here, when you got Warlock, was the smallest of his litter. I mean, not of his litter, but of his dad production. His dad threw 140, 170 easy, 160-pound dogs easy. He was from Kid and Blaze. What this breeder did with Warlock, what he did was he took Warlock's daddy, LoJack, to LoJack's daughter. And LoJack's daughter was already inbred. So technically, Warlock is triple bred LoJack. But the thing is, I say he's double bred because it was a father-daughter breeding, but we know LoJack is in that pedigree more than once. So when you breeding these dogs, when you doing the breeding, when he did the breeding, it just got smaller. It got smaller, and it hit on, and it hit in a balance where he got terrier traits, but he also have bully stockness in a way too, because y'all see some of his pictures, he'd be stocky. Some of his pictures, you know what I mean? It's all, first of all, and I'm gonna say this with breeding too, it's all about angles, and it's all about how the dog ate, how the dog was fed, how he's taken care of. You know what I mean? And me personally, I feed Diamond. If I'm not giving my dogs Diamond, they getting dog chow mixed together. And if they're not eating that, they was on Victor, but we stopped feeding Victor. But it's either I'm doing Diamond, dog chow, and I'm doing a salmon-based product. I don't remember the dog food name on the top of my head. But the thing is, don't get me wrong, I did pick up a bag of Pedigree before. I picked up a bag of Pedigree multiple occasions to mix in with the dog chow and Diamond together because we was getting low, or Chewy didn't have it, or Tractor Supply didn't have the dog food they usually eat. But back to it, but when you doing these breedings, you have to have an even balance, and that's all I have to stress on. Reed, think about it. He knows it himself. Me and him talk multiple occasions from back in the day, bro. Yeah, your best XL breeders have to have a standard classic in the mix, and the reason why I keep saying standard classic mix in the mix is because y'all calling these dogs terriers, bro. Them dogs ain't terriers. The terrier style of dogs, them ugly looking dogs, are the ones that make you big dogs. Big, huge, gigantic shit. Extreme shit. I already know this with Warlock. He might not look the biggest out of the Chevy dogs, but we know his blood. You breed him to something else outside of his blood, Warlock gonna throw you some gigantic dogs. He's gonna throw you some gigantic. Warlock, come here. He's gonna throw you some gigantic dogs. I'm gonna put you over here. He's gonna throw you some huge, gigantic dogs. He's gonna throw you some dogs that's bigger than himself. Because that's how that Chevy blood works. But within that Chevy blood, because certain people use certain things, or even in the Camelot community, you're gonna get a dog that doesn't look the biggest, doesn't look the tallest, doesn't look the most extremeness. You got the dogs. If you're breeding the real blood and you're breeding the real genetics, you're gonna go terrier. I don't care what nobody says. You're gonna go terrier. You're gonna go terrier. And those terrier dogs, because they might not look the best, they produce fucking amazing. And I'm gonna bring the Kira, aka the crack, aka Big Kira. Kira throws dogs that's bigger than her. One of her biggest sons is touching damn near 90 pounds. And he's living his best life in fucking Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I mean? But other than that, y'all shitting on these dogs that's looking small, or they look lanky, or they look malnourished. But those are the dogs that's producing you gold. To me personally, when y'all be seeing Warlock, bro, it's either he ate too much, he drank too much water, he did this, he did that. But I know deep down inside what this dog can produce. I know this dog easily, let's say I take him to an edge dog, totally different mix. Bro, we're gonna get some huge stuff because his genes are strong. You inbred on his genes and it brought back to the original. It brought back to the original style of dog of what it was. And then when you do that, you get dogs like him. And then what do? They produce big. And I'm not saying Warlock is ugly. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's an ugly dog. I believe he's a beautiful dog. Beautiful specimen. But I know, because talking to other Chevy people, man, he a little smaller than usual. Me and Reed was talking about this. Like, yo, bro, Warlock, beautiful dog. But he is smaller than a lot of these Chevy dogs. But this is and we both said the same thing. The reason why is because he's inbred. We seen Kid. We know how Kid was. Kid was a huge ass dog. I don't know weight per se. I'm not going to be a person that throw weight or throw what a dog was if I don't know it. We seen Kid. We know weight. Kid was a weight pulled dog. Bro, we breed Warlock to any other thing else, bro, we're going to get those big, huge, gigantic ass dogs. We breed Kira to any other dog, we're going to get those huge, gigantic dogs. These dogs produce that. And I'm a breeder that loves my terrier style dogs. In any program, you need a terrier style dog to keep everything a balance and keep everything afloat. Because one thing about a terrier dog is they're not going to have problems pushing out puppies. They're not going to have a problem doing natural breedings. They're not going to have a problem getting winded having puppies. They're going to pop the motherfuckers out. Boom, 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 boom. No problem. And you could breed them. They could be 6, 7 years old, still breed them. 8 years old, still breed them. They're here to last. Well, you go bullier. When the bullier you get, the more complications, the more problems these dogs have, the more problems they have conceiving, taking. They have fertility problems. They're reabsorbing the puppies. They can't last in the heat. They having heat strokes. They having problems. Bro, this is the problem. People, y'all shitting on the best on these dogs, but the thing is, this is how you get greatness. I've been to some of the best kennels, bro. I've been to a lot of these guys' kennels that behind closed doors, they got some ugly ass dogs we don't even like or talk about. Well, I like them. Well, y'all wouldn't like. Dogs be fucking 50 pounds throwing you out 100-pound monsters. But they catch the dog at an angle so it make it look like, all right, boom, 50 pounds, make it look like it's 80 pounds. Knowing damn well that dog 50 pounds. You know what I mean? Or they have a dog 18 inches tall. My bad. They have a dog 18 inches tall and that dog weighs 60 pounds. But that dog is a producer. And that's my thing. A lot of y'all sleeping on these terrier style dogs, but they're the key to a lot of guys' success. They're the key to a lot of guys' success. Or that terrier blood, you should say. Because they don't have to be the actual terrier look. It could be the blood that y'all say, oh, that's going to make terriers. It's the key. A lot of these dogs that we say we don't like is the key. They're the key to certain dogs' blood. Certain things' blood. Certain kennels' blood. Come on, bro. I'm not gonna name certain kennels that had certain terrier dogs, but if you look at your pedigrees, if you really know pedigrees and you really know blood, or you really know everything you say you are, look at your most famous dog that you like and see what it got in his pedigree. Look 4 generations down. Look 6 generations, maybe look 3 generations down, and you'll see what it has in his dog pedigree. Look maybe 10 generations down, look what that kennel has started with, and look what it built its foundation. Look at the female that they started with, or look at the male they started with, and look at those dogs' parents and see where it comes from. Because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all judging and have judged, you know, y'all talking and having judgmental things on other people's kennel, but y'all don't understand that the blood, the look is what made certain dogs. And certain dogs may not be that eye-catchy look or that eye-catchy blood because it might produce it, but when you connect it to another kennel, it makes wonders. It makes wonders. You got certain kennels know certain combos to do this, or certain people know certain combos. At the end of the day, bro, y'all need to stop talking down on the terrier dogs or the terrier blood. And y'all think all this bully, man, that shit break down. 1 year breakdown, 2 year breakdown, 5 year breakdown, if it can live up to 5 years. Half of these dogs is probably living up to probably 1 year old, so y'all gotta breed them at 6 months. So, you know, I'm looking at it like, yo, bro, maybe I need to take them dogs, breed it to a terrier style dog. Maybe you get more longevity. Boom, then you know what I mean? You gotta have an even balance. When you look at some of your best XL kennels, they have standard dogs, they have classic dogs. Even when you have your pocket breeders, they have that. Or when you look at your big Chevy breeders, they got a dog that you like, damn, son, she's smaller or he's smaller than all these other dogs, but look at his motherfucking kids, because of the combo and the balance. Sometimes when you do a breeding, you might get a breeding that come out straight pit bulls and it be the balance, or it come out straight not bullies, terriers, and it's the balance. But when you breed those puppies, it come out looking A1. And that's my thing. A lot of my dogs in my yard may not be the bulliest. Matter of fact, I do have one, but other than that, all my dogs are terrier. Kira, my girl, my main girl, terrier style dog, but she throwing hit makers. Warlock, he might not be the big. We already know why he's not the biggest. And that's because he's inbred. When you're looking at a lot of these terrier dogs, you gotta understand how they was made, or what breedings they did. And with Warlock, it was inbreeding. Why he came out the smallest, this and that. You gotta understand. You gotta know. And this video is both. It's the terrier, the inbreeding, you know, and why you get certain dogs or certain traits. It's just a bounce back. It's a bounce back video. You know what I mean? So it's like, I appreciate Big Reed for putting it out there, because he's been speaking on it for a while. Me and him get on the phone and we'll talk about it, and that's what we stress a lot, bro. We stress this a lot because people sleep down on his dog Pepper, but she throwing big ass dogs, big ass bully dogs like ammo. They talk down on the crack, Kira. Well, y'all don't, yeah, Kira. And she got dogs. I forgot the name. The dog. What is his name? Adonis. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta understand the blood you're working with, the style of dog, and the reason on that. You have to understand all that. Or you have to understand the balance between the blood and everything you have. You have to understand all that. Come on, Willa. Come on, boy. Come on, big guy. Come on, big guy. What's up, big boy? What's up, big guy? What's up, big guy? You know? But, no, that's people. But other than that, you gotta understand, bro. You gotta know the difference, and you gotta understand the what you're dealing with. You gotta also know your crowd. You have to understand your the things you're dealing with, the blood you're dealing with, the people you're dealing with, your sellers, all that stuff. Because people will shoot you down because of what you have, or they pretend they know something and they really don't. They really don't. So you have to, when y'all talking down on these terrier dogs, or these dogs that's not 100 plus pounds, just know what that breeder is doing. Know why he's having that success. Because also too, another thing is too, just to speak on it, is when you got the terrier dogs, come here boy, if you're a breeder that, like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. The terrier dogs, they might produce you more quantity of puppies, right? Because they're much longer, they're a little bit, they're bigger but longer, if that makes sense, and they could hold a lot more puppies, and their fertility is way better. So you might have a guy that, let's say, I'm gonna use a frozen semen dog, been 20 years, he been dead 20 years. Since we know this terrier dog is very fertile, she might give you, off that dog that's been dead 20 years, she might give you a litter of 12 puppies. And let's say if he was a good top stud, 12 of his puppies, boom, you could sell for whatever amount of your price is. Or if you need some stuff off of him to keep your blood going, boom. It's a lot of good reasons why to keep the terrier style dogs around. It's a lot of good reasons on why they're here. It's a lot of good reasons why some of your best kennels are still afloat. It's a lot of reasons why a lot of these dogs that y'all think is too extreme but still making and still producing, look at their pedigrees, look what's behind them. And I got, don't mind me, my neighbors, I got a loose sidetrack. I heard the yelling. Y'all probably heard the yelling as well, but it threw me off my mindset off talking. But other than that, yeah, you gotta understand, bro. Like me, I already know certain dogs on the yard, like Kira, all right, boom, we're gonna use frozen semen. We know Kira's gonna take, we know what she can do. And a lot of times these terrier dogs don't fail you, bro. But y'all quick to shame them and bash them and talk down on them. Y'all quick to, it's sad, bro. It's sad because y'all don't know the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. But this male PALACEFINESTBULLIES bullies, I can make a part 2. I can go on and on about this. I could talk more on it. Reed probably gonna talk more on it. He probably, maybe he not, maybe he is, because you know he have a lot of those style of dogs. He have those style of dogs. He have his bully stuff. Don't get me wrong. We both have our bully stuff, but we love it because we know what it does and we know what's behind our dogs and we embrace it. And we know certain dogs of ours are inbred. We know certain things of our dogs. If we do a certain breeding, what we're gonna get it, we're gonna love it. And our clients are gonna love it as well. Because I also, if y'all look at the comment he just made, I said some of my dogs go to pet homes and my pet home people love it. They love walking down the street and see their dog can go miles and miles without, you know, dying. That's what it's all about, selling a great pet, a great companion. But it's male PALACEFINESTBULLIES, I'm out, man.